Hello, and welcome to today's trending contract. Kill order 2-03-918-1377-91, set in Sapienza and supplied to us today by Sophie Massey 77. So with no briefing, we'll move straight on to our targets, and today we have 5 of them, along with a free map. And for today's challenge, we'll be starting at the main square tower. We're going to have a lethal syringe stored up in the cafe basement, and we'll be bringing with us a remote agmetic gas grenade in a briefcase, a breaching charge, and a silenced pistol. So right from the start and off the bat, we are going to make our way downstairs and get ourselves a change of disguise. I'm going to take the opportunity while we're nice and alone to also remove the gas grenade from the briefcase and return it to the briefcase. And once we get down to the security room, we're going to render Mr. Sample here over unconscious. We're going to take his outfit, we're going to take his gun, we're going to deal with the surveillance system. Let's just use our silenced pistol for that. We're then going to grab the propane cylinder and retrieve our briefcase. So with everything in hand, we can now exit the town hall building. So we're just going to make our way straight down the stairs here. Now the reason we have the guard's outfit is mostly just to get down these stairs, but it does also give us the benefit of being able to open carry a weapon. Not that we'll really need it in this instance. So once we get all the way down to the basement, we're going to retrieve our lethal syringe, retrieve our propane cylinder once again. We're then going to make our way out into the plaza square, and our first target should be sitting on a bench just over by the Caruso mansion. So you may recognize this guy as the tourist we attempt to run over whenever leaving the map using the Volkswagen Beetle exit. Today he is actually a target. So he is a smoker, so we're just going to take our propane cylinder and we're going to drop that at his feet, and once he loses interest in the distraction, he will sit back down, he will relight his cigarette, and he will go straight up in the air for a quick flying lesson. So 1 target down, and the 4 remaining targets are all located close, or if not in the harbour area. So our next target is wandering around in the old town section of the map, and he will be making his way down towards the harbour area. We are going to intercept him before he gets to the hairdresser's shop. There he is now, right behind us. Now he's going to take this exact route, and he's going to head down towards the hairdressers, and we are going to stop him when he gets to the bottom of these stairs here. I have tried blowing him up, but it is somewhat risky. It is doable, it's very doable, but it is also somewhat risky. So I've opted to jab him with a lethal syringe. So once our target finally joins us, it must be those loafers slowing him down. You should have a proper pair of shoes on, mate. We're going to jab him in the back with our lethal syringe, retrieve our briefcase. He will go down rather ungracefully, and we can then move on to our next target. And if we are quick enough, we might just catch them over by the pier. We do have to give the 2 bodyguard enforcers a wide berth. Now unfortunately we haven't managed to catch him, so he's going to make his way over here. You can see there is another target in the area, but we'll get with him later on. The gentleman in the yellow shorts is our primary focus for the moment. So when he gets over to the edge of the road here, we are going to approach him, trigger our gas grenade in a briefcase. He is going to actively avoid either of the 2 toilets in the area, and he's going to come to this stairwell in the apartment block to purge himself. Here he comes now. I wouldn't mind, but there is a toilet just a few yards up the road. But apparently this bin is very, very desirable for those not feeling very well. So when he comes in, we're just going to close the door behind him, plant 2 in his back, and drag him up the stairs a little way so that he can't be seen through the window. About here will do nicely. And we're then going to move on to our next target. I'm going to retrieve my briefcase even though we are done with it. So we're going to now try and take out our next target, and we need to make our way into the mortician's area, or the morgue. We're going to knock out the mortician. He will have a key on him. So once you go to sleep, sir, we can take the key, unlock the freezer room or the autopsy room or whatever this room is, storage I'm guessing. We're going to deposit him in the chest freezer provided. And the reason we're doing this is because our next target is a guard, and they are static. They do not move, and they're out in the open in public. So what we're going to do is we're going to get them to remove themselves from the public area by dropping our briefcase behind them. He will see that, or someone will come along and tell him about it, and he will move it away to the weapons locker, which is located in the morgue. So we're just going to make our way back around the morgue and in through the front door, as there is a guard at the back door and a camera covering the side door. And then we're just going to wait right here for our target, and eventually he will come along. We're going to close the doors behind him. We're going to shoot him in the head with our silent pistol, and we're going to deposit him in the chest freezer along with the mortician, as this room will be frequented rather shortly by one of Caruso's researchers and her bodyguard. So we have 1 target remaining. Now our final target is a little bit tricky, so I've opted to deal with them accordingly by using a propane cylinder, and the only available propane cylinder remotely in the area is down in the underground facility, which is why we've brought with us a breaching charge, because the quickest way into said facility is through the loose brick wall. So we're just going to make our way straight to the brick wall underneath the promenade, detonate our propane cylinder, our breaching charge on that wall, make our way into the underground lab and grab the propane cylinder from the pallet of bags, and we can then return to the church. More specifically, we're heading for the graveyard. Now if we are quick enough, we might just make this in time to deal with our target, although it is a big ask. They move around quite a bit, and they do have a relatively long routine. So if we can get here quickly enough, we can deal with them immediately and save ourselves several minutes of waiting. Now I can see already that we have just missed them. They are just leaving the area, so we're just going to go and set up while we wait for them to come back. So we're going to make our way all the way to the end of the graveyard. We're going to place our propane cylinder by the final grave over by the edge here. We're going to put 1 bullet in it while we wait, and then we're just going to stand right here looking out to sea while we wait for our target to return. And after a few minutes of them wandering around in the beach area, they will return to pay their respects, and we can then send them to meet whoever it is they are paying their respects to. So with all of our targets now finally dealt with, all that's left for us to do is to make good our escape. And as we're down at the harbour, the nearest available safe exit will be the speedboat exit out at the end of the pier. So we're just going to make a beeline straight there, and yes, we are going out into open waters where hopefully Jaws does not get us. So there we go, one more trending contract taken care of, and we get confirmation all of our targets have been eliminated according to plan. We had no objectives to worry about, and in turn we get ourselves a silent assassin rating. I have been Anubis, and I will see you all in the next video.